You see, it's strange, because at one period when they were asking me, I was saying, no, never, what the hell, go back, no, not me. And then there came to a period when I thought, well, why not, if we felt like making a record or doing something. Everybody always envisaged the stage show. To me, if we worked together at the studio again, you know.
Imagine growing up with the weight of the world on your shoulders. Not just any world, his world. Your last name is Lennon. Your father's one of the most famous men to ever breathe into a microphone. And while the crowd is screaming his name, you're still waiting on him to call yours? That's Julian Lennon's story. Now don't get it twisted. He's not out here looking for sympathy. But his life? It's complicated, it's layered, and it's laced with pain most folks never saw. He was born in '63, when Beatlemania was just heating up, when his dad, John Lennon, was still figuring out if he was a musician, a husband, or just another man trying not to drown in fame. John married Cynthia, Julian's mom, but let's keep it real. It was never built to last. Fame came fast, distance came faster, and when Yoko Ono stepped in, everything changed. But let's back it up. Julian came into this world innocent, just a kid wanting love, wanting presence. Instead, he got headlines. He got the backstage version of a dad who was front and center for the rest of the world. At home, John could be sharp, jealous, even cruel. He admitted it himself in later interviews. Said he hit women. Said he had to unlearn his own rage. But those lessons, they came too late for Julian. One of the most heartbreaking images, Julian coming home with his mom, only to find Yoko Ono sitting in Cynthia's bathrobe, drinking tea with John like it was just another Tuesday morning. That wasn't just betrayal, it was erasure. From that moment on, Julian was no longer part of the picture. He was in the frame, but out of focus. As John's life with Yoko took off, new art, new son, new legacy, Julian was left behind, watching from the sidelines. And when his dad died in 1980, taken down by a madman in New York, Julian didn't just lose a father. He lost the chance to ever make peace with him. Now here's where it gets real. Julian never faked it. He's always been open. Said he resented his dad at times. Said he couldn't understand how a man who preached love and peace could be so cold to his own child. And honestly, you can't blame him. Julian once said, "My dad said I came from a whiskey bottle on a Saturday night." Think about that. That's not just hurtful. It cuts deep. That's something you carry. But even with all that weight, Julian didn't fall. He climbed. He picked up a guitar, started making music not to chase his dad's ghost, but to honor his own voice. His first album, Veloute, hit the charts, Grammy nomination. He proved he wasn't just John's son. He was Julian, a writer, a musician, a soul with his own story. Still, the comparisons came. The shadows lingered. And every note he played, every lyric he wrote, people asked, but is it like his father? And that, right there, is the burden of legacy. You're born into greatness, but you still gotta fight to matter. But here's what's cool about Julian. He never tried to replace the Beatles. He never begged for a seat at the reunion table. He stayed in his own lane, explored photography, philanthropy, environmental causes. He stepped away from the spotlight when it got too loud, came back when he had something to say. He honored the memory of his childhood friend Lucy, yeah, that Lucy, in his own song about her. Raised money for lupus research, gave back without making it a media moment. He even dropped an album called Jude in 2022, yeah, named after the Paul McCartney song written for him as a kid. That's full circle. That's healing. That's owning your past without letting it define your future. And through it all, he kept it honest. Said he felt closer to Paul than he ever did to his own father. And in those quiet moments, that says everything. So who does Julian despise? Maybe it's not about despising anymore. Maybe it's about accepting the cracks in the foundation and learning how to build anyway. He's not out for revenge. He's not chasing applause. He's out here living, making music, making peace, and making sure the next chapter is written on his own terms. Because Julian Lennon didn't ask for the last name, but he damn sure made it mean something.